This video is a continuation of our discussion of tensions, also called extensions or melodic tensions. To review, let's construct a major chord with a root note of C. When we harmonize that note by thirds, also called tertial harmony, we arrive at the C major triad and its tensions. This is all fairly cut and dried, except for that in modern music, F, or the 11th note of the scale, is played as an F sharp, and that tension is called sharp 11. To further review, we can also apply the principles of tertial harmony to a minor triad and its tensions. Next, we can apply that same thinking of tertial harmony to a dominant 7th chord, as we have learned to do earlier in this course. This video, however, is about altered tension, or simply altered notes, which sound great and are highly useful on dominant 7th chords. Simply put, an altered tension is achieved by raising or lowering the 5th degree and or the 9th degree of the scale by 1/2 step. Therefore, the altered notes are sharp 5, flat 5, sharp 9, and flat 9. If a chord contains any or all of these notes, it can simply be called an altered chord. A dominant chord, that is. If we add these 4 new altered notes to the chord tones and tensions we have already studied and identified in the key of C, something very interesting happens. Each and every note in the chromatic scale, except for the major 7, or the B natural, is a chord tone or acceptable tension in regard to C7. That means there are virtually no wrong notes against the C7. Tension is a very powerful musical effect. That's why studying and understanding chord tones and tensions, and now altered tensions, and selecting your notes carefully will enable you to create great melodies and spectacular resolutions. Of course, each one of these altered notes has its own distinct personality and creates a unique musical effect. Let's start with the flat 5 and study a musical phrase based on that altered tension. I am highlighting the note by clearly stating the basic G7 arpeggio and then accenting that flat 5 tension, making sure its personality is revealed. I will do this for each of the 4 altered notes in question. As you concentrate on the flat 5 tension, notice it sounds unresolved. Also quite noticeable is the melodic flow back to the natural 5th, a pull back to the 5th, up a 1/2 step. The flat 5 is also thought of as a very hot sounding note when used properly. Here is a musical phrase which highlights the sharp 5. You may easily recognize this as an augmented sound, as it provides a lift. Here I am moving the sharp 5, the sharp tension, up by 1/2 step. next melodic idea hinges on the flat 9 note. In my example, I am using the upward pull or lifting sound I hear in that note to resolve to the natural ninth. Finally, let's take a listen to the sharp 9 melodic tension. Most guitarists will identify the sharp 9 sound as the Jimi Hendrix chord. If we examine just a single note, it becomes clear that sharp 9 and the infamous blues note, flat 3, are one and the same. This video is a good starting point and helps us to use and understand altered tensions. The subject of altered tension is very deep. It's not child's play. It takes some serious study to master these concepts. In this lesson, we have only begun to scratch the surface of the topic of altered tension.